Hi, in this ParentSquare teacher video, we're going to learn how to set up parent-teacher conferences in ParentSquare. Let's get started. As always, I'm starting on the district homepage and I'm going to find my ParentSquare tile. As a reminder, you can search for it if you can't find it. Once I get signed in and brought to my site, I can now create my parent-teacher conferences. The first thing that I need to do is set up my appointment slots. I'm going to do that by clicking the drop-down next to New Post and clicking Appointment Signups. From here, I'll pick the first day of my parent-teacher conferences, and I can add additional dates if I would like to. Perhaps I'm doing them for 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. I can get both those days. Then I'll decide what time they start and what time they end. Next, I'll decide how long I want my appointment duration to be. This is up to you if you want it to be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever makes sense for your parent-teacher conference. I'll do 15 minutes and I'll give myself a 5-minute break between appointments to allow for a wrap-up and the next parent. Finally, I'm going to make sure to check both of these boxes. This first box here is going to keep all of our parent and student information private, so parents and students don't know who signed up. And we also want to limit this to 1 parent per time slot. That way you don't have 3 parents trying to see you at the same time. Once we have all these details confirmed, we'll hit next. From there, I want to give this a title. I'm going to call this Parent-Teacher Conferences. And I want to confirm that there's just 1 spot per appointment time slot. Now down below here, I will see all of my appointment time slots. If there's a particular appointment time slot that doesn't work, you can delete it. Let's go ahead and get rid of these 2 after 5 o'clock. And I'm going to click Next. From there, I'll decide the audience this is going to. I'm going to post it to my school, but I could post it to my class or a particular grade level. And I'm going to compose my message. First, I'll call this Parent-Teacher Conferences, and I can customize my message. This next part is optional, but we do have a template for you that'll make disseminating this information really easy. What I'm going to do is highlight all of this text and delete it, and insert my template. I'm going to click on this plus sign here, and click this drop down to pick my template. I want this Parent-Teacher Conference message template. You'll see the template come in here, and anywhere you see brackets, you'll want to do some customization. So I'm going to come in here and say Parent-Teacher Conference with Ms. Hancock. And any of these blocks here, I can click on and change their color. So I'm going to make this purple. Now read through this here and make sure this is the message you want. Here I'll add my dates and continue customizing. In this case here, I'm not bilingual, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this entire box. I can insert an image here if I'd like to, or I can just clear out this content. I'll hit this picture here and I will find an image on my computer of my Bitmoji. And then I'll go ahead and add my name, and my template is ready to go. I'll scroll down here and see some additional instructions for parents, as well as some information for them on how to find more resources. Now, you do not have to use this template, but I do recommend if you are going to create your own message that you ensure that you add all of the information via text, rather than something like a Canva image with the details. And the reason for that is ParentSquare has the ability to auto-translate any typed text. However, ParentSquare cannot translate text on an image. So for instance here, all of this text will be automatically translated for me, but these pictures here will not be translated, which is why we have them in English and Spanish. So to ensure your parents are always getting the best message, make sure you type out your text if you do not use this template. All right, once we verified we're happy with the template message, we will scroll down here and we'll see our appointment signups. If your site is going to make an interpreter available to you at a certain time, you can go ahead and just add interpreter available to the relevant time slots. Let's say I have it for the first half hour, so I'll add it to all of those time slots. Once we've finished adding all the time slots where our interpreter is available, we have one more thing we need to do. By default, this appointment sign-up only collects the parent name and doesn't tell you who the parent belongs to, so we need to add a student field. What we're going to do is come into Forms and Permissions here, and we're going to decide when we need this form completed by. The last day of your parent-teacher conferences is fine. You don't need to check any of these 2 boxes, but we do need to require student information, and the form does ask that we have 1 question, so this might be a good place to ask your parents if they want to discuss anything. You can leave that as short answer, and it doesn't have to be required for your parents. Once you have all of these pieces here, you are now ready to send this post. You can decide your notification options. I'm going to go ahead and not notify for this example. And I can post now, I can preview the post, or I can click the drop down and I can schedule the post for a certain time. In this case here, I'm going to go ahead and post now and confirm that I want to post this. I'll be brought to my post page where we can start to see who has signed up and how they filled out the form. Once parents start to complete your sign up form, you can always come back and take a look at what they filled out. I'm back here at my school homepage. I've scrolled through my post history until I found my parent-teacher conference post, and I can click on it to expand it. Scrolling down here, I'll see my appointment slots and I'll see the names of the parents who have filled that out. If I'd like some additional information, I can come into the gear icon here, I can come into Forms, and I can view a report. This report has my students' information, the question the parent might have wanted to ask, and the parent information that is on file. If I would like to, I can print out a copy of this report, so I have a paper copy as I look at my appointment schedule. To do that, just come into the three dots in your browser and click Print. I can close this out. One other way to see my student information is to click on my parent's name. Once I click on my parent's name, I'll see the parent's information that's on file, as well as any children associated with that parent. These two tips can make it easy to identify which parents belong to which students for your parent-teacher conference. Thank you for watching this quick video all about parent-teacher conferences.